I've never been big in my life, and they told me to lose weight. A switch went off in my head, and probably over the next 6 to 8 months, I lost my whole love and joy of food through that eating disorder. It was a wild, wild west of nutrition advice back in the day. And this is like 10 years ago.
A decade ago, it was a scary place.
It was a very scary place. And it chewed me up and it spat me right out.
Yummy.
One year, I went to a music festival. I just got back from holiday, so I was tan and feeling great. And I get a tap on my shoulder and someone says, oh, hey, would you come for a test shoot for an e-commerce brand? It was ASOS at the time. And I suddenly went from just being a normal kid at school, often would sneak out to McDonald's at lunchtime for my sweet chili chicken wrap. It was £1.99.
Oh, yeah.
Best ever. And I went to this test shoot and I started modelling. And my time at ASOS was very enjoyable. And then they turned around and said, look, you're doing really well. Would you like to get an agency and maybe kind of book a few more jobs? So I got an agency. Turns out I'm not very good at taking criticism. I got criticised about my weight after I had kind of a very enjoyable summer, travelling, eating all the good food. It's like you make a list of all the restaurants and things that you wanted to try. And I came back, I've never been big in my life. And they told me to lose weight. And I don't know what it was and I don't know why, but it was like a switch went off in my head. And probably over the next 6 to 8 months, I lost my whole love and joy of food through that eating disorder. My body became a maths equation. I refused to eat with my family because every single bit of information online about nutrition was, you can't eat bread. Potatoes are bad for you. Pasta is the worst thing in the world. Sugar's going to kill you, but don't worry, you can have this really expensive coconut sugar. Don't eat fruit, but eat goji berry. And it was a wild, wild west of nutrition advice back in the day. And this is like 10 years ago.
A decade ago, it was a scary place.
It was a very scary place. And it chewed me up and it spat me right out. And it's funny because people often ask me like, oh, like do you ever look back at that time and regret it at all? And I'm like, absolutely not, because I would have never done nutrition if I didn't realise there was such a massive black hole in my own knowledge as a smart girl who thought I had a lot of common sense. I was doing something very nonsensical around food. And I'm not the only person. So many people are suffering with their relationships with food. And the amount of just conflicting, terrible advice out there needs to stop. And I wanted to be the spokesperson for that. So I went to university, I studied nutrition. I realised that most nutritionists can't cook, which I was a bit like, it's all well and good you kind of knowing all this scientific knowledge, but if people can't put it on a plate, what on earth are they meant to do with it?
Yeah.
It's like playing professional football, but only learning on FIFA. Do you know what I mean? How
very true, actually.
How can you well
true,
if
very
you can't cook? So that ended up becoming my mission. That's why I ended up becoming a nutritionist.
Hungry for more? Hit subscribe.